Hi, you're listening to the Leadership Advantage podcast with me, Dr. John Kenworthy. The Leadership Advantage ultimately boils down to how you motivate and get people to do things that matter. This isn't some magic pill or a silver bullet to instant success, but practical ways you can leverage neuroscience hacks to become a better leader today than you were yesterday. The Leadership Advantage. It's why some leaders thrive whilst others struggle. Hey there, hello. This is John, and welcome to this podcast. And this week I'm asking you a question. How well do you influence yourself? And when I ask this question in our workshops and coaching, I'm usually met with a blank stare at first. Possibly like the one you're giving me right now. I call them blank stares because to be looked at as if you were completely off your trolley isn't something I choose to reinforce. The first response from the first brave soul suggests that there is no need to influence oneself. Basically, it runs like this. I decide to do something, I tell myself to do it, and I do it. No influence is required. I don't have to ask myself nicely or threaten myself with unpleasant consequences, or I don't even have to persuade myself that it would be worthwhile. Really? If we could slow down the thought processes going on inside our brain, you might think differently. Let me take a slightly different approach. I suspect that you have inside of you at least two voices. No, you're not mad. But you have a pro voice, something that is towards, and you have the con voice, the optimist and the pessimist, if you will, the good and the bad. You may have more. You may not consider them as voices. That's okay. I hope you can work with me on the concept for a little while. Let's say that this is two radio stations, 55.5 FM and 66.6. The first station, 55.5, is supportive, bolstering your ego, always proud of you and your achievements. The second, on 66.6, is the doubter, always casting doubts in your mind, running you down, suggesting that others are trying to get to you, that you should not listen to 55.5 because it always lets you down. You never realise the dreams that 55.5 suggests. And 66.6 reminds you of the difficulties you had the last time you tried to do this or that. How nothing ever works for you, that it's all about luck and fate and chance, and that, well, you are just not a lucky person. If you buy a lottery ticket, you will always miss by one number at best. That nobody else deserves to win anything either. Basically, this is a bad voice. I can imagine you nodding your head as you're listening to this. Don't worry, you're not schizophrenic. This is normal. Everyone has this going on. Some days it's like a continuous debate. Others, one or both, are quiet with very little to say. You know you have a problem when you cannot distinguish between the voices and which of you is real. So which station do you tune into? So here's the two stations' output for a few common golfing scenarios. So let's tune in for a moment to 66.6 FM. Now approaching the first tee on competition day. Well, it's a lovely morning with plenty of gusty breezes to knock your ball off centre and a touch of rain in the air. But very unpredictable whether it'll rain now or later. You did some good practice yesterday, but you know it'll all just go to pieces today, don't you? You know that you always screw up the first drive and there's no mulligans today. See your competition today? Wow, that first group were good, weren't they? No chance you'll keep up with them, is there? Still, perhaps you can just enjoy the game for a change and not worry about winning or losing. After all, you know you'll lose, so why'd you get your hopes up? Ridiculous game anyway. I don't know why you bother. Should have stayed at home and cut the grass. Be more useful than out here, being mocked by your friends. Oh no, talking of which, there they are. Why do they have to turn up and just come to watch your first drive? They'll cough or chatter just as I'm lining up. I know they will. Oh, it's my turn now. What a disaster. Prepare for the worst and don't get angry. The first tee shot. So nicely lined up. But then anyone can put a ball on a tee, can't they? Now, settle down, breathe. How's the grip? That instructor, why did he have to change my grip? It won't work. Right, align my feet. Look up, look down. Oh, those people down there are in my line. Why do they have to stand there? Why do they could be hit? Calm yourself. That's right. May as well get calm now, because once you've hit it, there won't be any calm left. And if you screw up this drive, it'll be downhill a whole day. Never recover. So get this right. Wiggle the bump. Yep. Nah, settle the legs bent just a little. What if my weight shifts just as I strike? Hit the club. Custom. Oh. Thwack. Follow through. May as well let go of the club. It'll go further anyway. In spite of this, by some divine intervention, the ball soars through the air and then smack down the middle of the fairway, 220 yards at least, beautifully set up for a second onto the green and a possible birdie. Whoa, didn't know you had it in you. Nice shot, so lucky. They'll never do it again, not in a month of Sundays. Still plenty of time to screw up yet. Enough. Sorry, I just can't stand any more of this. It's just too depressing. Is this you? And were you the one who said that they didn't influence themselves? 55.5 on the same situation. What a beautiful day. A few gusts, possible rain in the air. Be a good idea to look at the trees as we walk down the course. See where the gusts are going. If it rains, we'll change clubs and quick, borrow an umbrella from Jim there. He can pop back and get another from his car. So nice that my friends are here to cheer me on. Great guys. Now I'm going to show them a great drive. I can see it now. Smack down the middle of the fairway. Perfect for a chip up to the green and a birdie. I can't wait to pick up that trophy at the end of the day. Oh, good to have some strong competition. Nothing better than a real challenge. First tee shot. Breathe nice and deep. Slow my heart rate and see that drive. A little gusty from left to right over those trees. Just align a fraction to the left because this ball's going to soar above that line. Glove. Into the zone. Complete focus. Nice alignment. Well done. Now a beauty practice swing. Ooh, nice and loose in the shoulders. Firm stance. Good lad. Check. Alignment. Now trust your swing and thwack. In spite of this, by some divine intervention, the ball soars through the air and too far to the left, way over to the left, and lands smack down into the rough by the trees, maybe even really in the trees. Beautiful drive, well done. I lined just a little too far left, so we'll make sure to fix that. I think maybe the wind dropped as well. Nice layup for the second shot. I can use that chip techniques I learned from watching Sevi on TV. Ooh, good for par if I'm really in the rough. Good for a birdie if it's not too long. Good, well done. Now, which station do you want to listen to? The one that derides you no matter how great you are, or the one that supports you and encourages you no matter how crap you are? I don't care, says someone. As long as I hit great shots, I'll put up with either. Okay, fair enough. Which one do you think will help you enjoy your game, your life? Which one will help you towards a stroke, lying ill in bed, feeling miserable, and no one coming to visit because you don't even like yourself, let alone anyone else? Extreme? Sadly, no. Go find the most miserable face player in your local club and ask them which station they tune into. And of course, this doesn't just apply to golf. It applies to everything in life. The way you influence yourself, constantly talking to yourself, your inner voice, whether you hear it as a voice or it's just your thinking process, can support you and make you feel good about yourself, or it can be detrimental to you, causing you more stress, causing you to feel bad about yourself. So feeling good about yourself is listening to the right voices, encouraging yourself, edifying yourself and building yourself up, not to the point of just talking positive thinking nonsense, but being true to yourself and encouraging you. See, the truth of the matter is, very few people encourage you. Just think about this for a moment. Think about who encourages you. Hopefully you've got some great friends. Hopefully you're listening to this podcast on a regular basis and feel that you're getting built up, that you're being encouraged, or you have your own coach who supports you, who's constantly looking for the good in you. Perhaps you've got a spouse, a partner who tells you nothing but good things about you and builds you up and makes you feel good about yourself. Or maybe not. So what can you do with this? True, you can decide that you're going to speak nicely to yourself, and I highly recommend this. But there's one more thing you can really do, and that's to do it for other people. Because you know how you felt that nobody was edifying you, nobody was encouraging you? Well, why don't you be the one who encourages others? It doesn't matter who it is. Your daughter, your son, your spouse, your mum, your dad, your friends, your colleagues at work, your boss even. How about something really, really dangerous? Go and encourage your boss. Go and tell your boss today, and not in a creepy, sucking up type of way, but just go and tell them something genuinely good that they have done and that you appreciate them. They are going to be so shocked. They're going to want to know what you want from them, but no, I'm just going to tell you you're doing a great job. Well done. Thanks. Thanks for your support. See what happens if you continue to do that day after day after day. Apart from everybody else around you is going to look to you and say, what an encouraging person. But you are going to start encouraging yourself. Enjoy. I look forward to hearing from you about what a great job you've been doing in the past week. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to the Leadership Advantage podcast. You can learn more on how to motivate and get people to do things that matter over at my website at leadershipadvantage.com.